Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is June 9th, 2023, and the Spanish courts have declared that the agreement between La Liga and the CVC fund is illegal. Also, it's reported that Ilkay Gundogan has verbally agreed to join Barcelona this summer transfer market. And finally, the club have begun negotiations with Xavi Hernandez in order to extend the Spanish coach's contract. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's completely free. It only takes a second, and in doing this, you'll be helping this small and humble channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking to buy any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, or to buy jerseys from any football club around the world, make sure you hit the kickback. The link is down below in the description. And now, beginning with the news that the Spanish courts have ruled that the agreement between La Liga and the CVC fund is illegal. Now, for those of you who don't recall, the agreement between the Spanish League and the British investment fund CVC is an agreement where all La Liga clubs agreed to sell 10% of their TV rights for a period of 50 years, and in exchange, the CVC fund would pump around 2 billion euros into the Spanish League. Now, these 2 billion euros will be distributed amongst all the clubs of the first and the second divisions, and this money would be used by the clubs for infrastructure development, to pay off their debts, and to also sign new players. Now, Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Athletic Club de Bilbao were the three clubs who did not agree to join the CVC fund deal, and afterwards, all three clubs decided to file a lawsuit against La Liga, claiming that the agreement between the Spanish League and the British Investment Fund was illegal. Now, right after this lawsuit was filed, Barcelona went ahead and sold their own TV rights and for a period of 25 years and generated much more money than what the CVC fund would have paid Barcelona. And we all know that the CVC fund deal has been an absolute failure, because despite all the La Liga clubs selling 1% of their TV rights in exchange for the money, all of these clubs are still struggling economically, which begs the question, why did La Liga even bother signing the CVC fund deal, with many rumoring that Javier Tebas insisted on this deal because he received a big commission in order for this deal to go through. Well, today the Spanish courts have ruled that the agreement between the Spanish League and the CVC fund was illegal, because when the Assembly of La Liga voted on this deal, they were not given all the information that they needed. And as such, they were voting on a very big deal, or a very big agreement, without having all of the facts in front of them. And as a result, the court has said that the voting or the election to go with the CVC fund was illegal. Now, there was a ratification done several months later, which the Spanish courts have said was not illegal. So for now, the CVC fund deal will continue. And La Liga have said that they will appeal the Spanish court's ruling, because they consider that the initial voting was legal. But either way, it does not matter, because again, that voting was ratified several months later, and the Spanish court said that the ratification of that vote was legal. Now, the shocking thing about this whole ordeal is that Barcelona have announced that they will be withdrawing from this lawsuit, and it seems that the club have decided to do this in order to improve their relationship with La Liga, because Barcelona will have a very difficult job this summer, not only signing players, but try to register the contract of these players, given the financial fair play rule restrictions and a difficult financial situation of the club. Now, speaking of the summer transfer market, now that Leo Messi has decided to join Inter Miami in the MLS, Barcelona held another crucial meeting today between Xavi, Joan Laporta, Rafa Yuste, Matteo Alemany, and Deco in order to plan the summer transfer market ahead, with the main objective of Barcelona planning those exits, because Barcelona are not going to be able to sign any players if they don't offload players first. Now, as I reported previously, Barcelona have decided that they will be offloading Ansu Fati, Frank Kessie, and Ferran Torres, with also a possibility of offloading Eric Garcia if Barcelona receive a lucrative offer for the Spanish defender. Now, another item on the agenda of this meeting was the contract renewal of Xavi Hernandez, which expires in the summer of 2024, and where Joan Laporta would like to extend it until the summer of 2026. Now, Xavi Hernandez currently receives a 4 million euro salary from Barcelona, with his staff receiving 1.55 million euros combined salary. And it seems that Barcelona want to increase the salary of Xavi and the technical staff as a reward for winning La Liga and also winning the Spanish Super Cup, and a good job that Xavi and his technical staff are currently doing in rebuilding the team. Now, Barcelona would like to offer Xavi a deal totaling 10 to 50 million euros. That would be for Xavi Hernandez and his entire technical staff. And this, of course, goes contrary to a lot of the rumors out there. They're saying that Xavi Hernandez would like to ask for 30 million euros from the club. And I'm here to tell you that those rumors are absolutely false. Xavi Hernandez is not asking that Barcelona pay him 30 million euros. Barcelona are only considering giving him a 10 to 15 million euros, not just for Xavi Hernandez, but his entire technical staff as well. And in fact, Xavi Hernandez did not ask for any raises. It's Barcelona who want to offer him the raise, given a good job that the Spanish coach is doing so far. Now, speaking of the summer transfer market, it's being reported that Ilkay Gundogan has verbally accepted to join Barcelona come this summer. Now, Ilkay Gundogan's contract will expire at the end of the season, which will make him a free agent, and Barcelona have been trying to sign him for quite some time, per the request of Xavi Hernandez, who believes that the incorporation of Ilkay Gundogan would drastically improve the team and would make the team more competitive on the European stage. Now, Manchester City are currently trying to renew the contract of Ilkay Gundogan per Pep Guardiola's request, who is insisting that the Premier League club do everything in their power to renew the contract of Gundogan, because Pep Guardiola considers the German midfielder as a fundamental piece of his squad. Well, as I reported in yesterday's video, Ilkay Gundogan was considering that Barcelona's offer was the most favorable offer out of all the offers that he has currently received, because Barcelona are offering him a 2-year contract with an option to renew for 1 more. And that's exactly what Gundogan was looking for, where it's rumored that Manchester City were only offering him a 1-season extension. Well, today it's being reported that Ilkay Gundogan has verbally agreed to join Barcelona this summer transfer market. And of course, this agreement is pending the signature of all the parties. But for now, those signatures are on hold as Gundogan is currently focused on a Champions League final, which will be between Manchester City and Inter Milan. Now, Barcelona will be pressuring the player as soon as the Champions League final ends to put pen to paper, because they don't want the Gundogan agreement to slip through their grasp. Because again, Xavi really wants to have Gundogan on his team, and it's actually reported that the reason that Gundogan agreed to join Barcelona was thanks to Xavi, who picked up the phone and personally convinced the player to come to Barcelona. Now, speaking of midfielders, it's reported that Barcelona are still after the Turkish midfielder Arda Guller. However, it seems that this operation could be difficult to achieve during this summer transfer market. Now, in case you haven't heard about Arda Guller, I spoke about him in several videos in the past. He's an 18-year-old midfielder who currently plays for the Turkish club Fenerbahce, and he's one of the most promising talents right now in Europe, with many describing him as the Turkish Messi. Now, Barcelona have been after Arda Guller for quite some time, but that operation hit some snags when Fenerbahce decided to up the price of the Turkish midfielder. And even though Barcelona are still very much interested in signing the player, it's reported that it might be difficult for Barcelona to accomplish this signing during this summer. Now, the first reason that it might be difficult for Barcelona to sign Arda Güler this summer is because the difficult financial situation of Barcelona, where they're going to be very limited on how many players they're going to be able to sign. And of course, Barcelona's main priority is to reinforce the pivot position, followed by the signings of Ilkay Gundogan and Íñigo Martínez. And then as far as signing youngsters as bets for the future, Vitor Roque is ahead of Arda Güler. Now, of course, as I reported before, Atletico Paranaense are currently asking for 45 to 50 million euros for Vitor Roque. So right now, Barcelona are trying to convince the player to stay in Brazil for 1 more season until 2024, when Barcelona are hoping to be able to sign him, which puts the signing of Arda Güler that much more in doubt, because Arda Güler is next on the priority list after Vitor Roque. And if Barcelona cannot sign Vitor Roque this summer, it's going to be even more difficult for them to sign Arda Güler. Now, the second reason why it might be difficult for Barcelona to sign the Turkish Messi is because it's reported that his entourage have a different plan for the player, which is for Arda Güler to go to a different team before arriving in Barcelona, because they don't want him to make such a big jump to go from Fenerbahce to Barcelona, and then for his career to hit a snag from not being able to perform or not being able to adapt to such a big jump to again going from Fenerbahce to Barcelona. So instead they want him to go to a better team where he can acclimatize and get used to that style of play and then make the jump to FC Barcelona. Now we will end today's video with the news that Barcelona are currently negotiating the contract renewal of Ousmane Dembélé, and it's reported that the contract renewal or the talks and negotiations are going very much in a positive way. Now Dembélé's contract will expire in the summer of 2024 and he has a 100 million euro release clause, with this release clause dropping down to 50 million euros during the months of June and July, and where half of that release clause going to Dembélé's agent Moussa Sissoko. So if a club ends up taking Barcelona, the club would only receive 25 million euros for the French winger. Now Xavi Hernandez considers Dembélé as a fundamental piece of his team, and he has requested that Barcelona renew the contract of the French attacker. And it seems that Dembélé is very happy in Barcelona and would also like to stay at the club. So the club and Dembélé's agent have began talks in order to extend the contract of the French attacker. Now it's reported that the contract negotiations are going really well and that Barcelona are currently negotiating the final details on the contract. So it looks like Dembélé will be renewing his contract during the summer transfer market, unlike previous times where Dembélé said that he wanted to renew his contract with Barcelona, but it ended up not taking any actions towards those contract renewals. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I would like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, Visca Barça.